And just to emphasize one particular point where it says, I will not cheat. Every time you allow yourself to be brought to the level of violence, you're cheating. It's an easy way out. It takes work and discipline to be nonviolent. We have to get in the habit of not being reactionary with things. I'm gonna close with something that happened to me when I was in high school. There was this young girl that was in the 8th grade. Douglas in the house? Where's Douglas? To my fellow Astros. When I was at Douglas, I was a senior and I was in at that time, the girls' gymnasium. And there was this young girl, at that time we had 8th graders there and we called them sub-freshmen. And I was a senior, about 2 quarters away from graduating. And I know I shouldn't have been doing this, but I did. We used to play around and, do this kind of stuff with each other with our fists. I was a little tomboyish at that time. And she, I went over to where she was and we started playing around and I ended up some kind of way getting her on the ground and having her, having my arm around her neck. Now, remember this. I grew up in the home of Coretta Scott King, daughter of Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott King, grew up in a Christian home. And I had this girl on the floor in the headlock. Now, she started pulling my hair and scratching my face. Now, ladies, young ladies, you can understand, you don't do that. You just don't, you don't go there. I had one of my hands loose. And while she was scratching and pulling, I kept thinking, boy, if I could just crush her face right now, it would be over. But you know what? The teaching, and I want you to hear this because what you learned this week, I declare that it's going to haunt you the rest of your life. Not in a bad way, but you're going to be having thoughts in your head that are going to catch you right in the middle and stop you from doing something stupid and make a decision that will have terrible consequences that you cannot undo. So I started rolling back, the camera of my life. And I heard my mama say, somebody's got to cut off the chain of violence. Because at first I was playing, but she must have gotten serious. Because she was embarrassed because I had her in a headlock. Then I thought about my future. And I thought about going on to college. And at that time, law school, I had been called in the ministry, but I was running from it. So I was thinking about law school, and I was thinking about college, and I was thinking about the fact that I had made great grades. I was on the honor roll. I was that close to stepping out of Douglas. Then I thought about the headlines and how they would read. But then I thought that if I do this, I could end this girl's life. I could potentially end what could be a quality life for me because I could hurt her so bad that I could end up in jail for years or I could kill her. And I had to let all of that stuff work on my mind and my emotions because I could have fulfilled that emotion. When you get mad or somebody does something to you, it feels good to hit them back or to talk back for that moment. But I did not want to let a momentary decision destroy her life and my life at the same time. And I didn't do anything. Praise God, the teacher came, pulled us apart. Now, she ended up getting suspended for 2 weeks and also ended up with another week of in-school suspension. And I only ended up 3 days of in-school suspension. And so even though nonviolence as a way of life had not come into my life in total, because of all of the teaching and the training that I had and the example that my mother set for my life, I made a wise choice, because it is a choice to continue on the high road, which nonviolence is. And as a result of that, I'm standing before you today as a lawyer and a minister. And I could have been behind bars. So God bless you. Do well and commit your life to nonviolence. And I want to give a shout out to my little sisters from Siskiwala that are in the house.
That was bad. That was you a bad girl.